Glory family. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is having an amazing Thursday. For those of you who may be new to my channel, let me go ahead and reintroduce myself. I am Tanya Cross. I am the accessory designer of Accent Glory. Accent Glory is my handcrafted fashion accessory brand. My specialty is cowrie shells and African print design. My pieces include hair accessories, jewelry, and handbags. So, welcome to my first live interview with my podcast, Cowie's on Deck. And welcome to my first guest. I'm so excited to have my first guest for my podcast, which is not only my first guest, but my firstborn. Miss Desere Cross War. Welcome, Desere. Hello, hello, hello. So I decided what I'm gonna do is allow you to introduce yourself to the Accent Glory fam on YouTube. So go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are.
Hi, everyone. Very happy to be here live with Accident Glory. My name is Desere Cross Ward. I do a few things. I'm the co founder and CEO of Two Word Solutions. I'm a mom of two beautiful girls. I have a husband that's very active and busy in the community. I'm also active in the community as well. And I love Afrocentric jewelry. So I get to experience the benefit of having a mother who designs handcrafted jewelry. I get compliments on it all the time. So when she asked if I would come on the podcast, I was like, yeah, sure, I would love to. In the promotion that you did for the live, I love how you're like our number one brand influencer, and it's so cool to see me positioned that way as a brand influencer. But I talk about Accident Glory all the time. I wear Accident Glory all the time, and I'm really excited to dive into our conversation today.
Okay, great introduction. Um, what I would want to talk to you about, you also have a YouTube channel, and your YouTube channel is Towards One Love, correct?
That
And it is your lifestyle channel where you highlight. Well, I'll let you introduce it. Just share with everybody like what you do, because I might miss something, but you highlight your family. You share how you have two daughters, a husband, and just I guess sharing your life that you live, and experiences that you have there in Texas. So just share like what the page is about, the channel is about.
Sure thing. Towards One Love, like you said, is a family lifestyle brand. Our whole goal is to spread light and joy in this world that can be so heavy. My girls are adorable. Y'all check them out on Instagram. And we just started our YouTube channel. They're adorable and they just have this light about them that brings so much joy to the world. And so I wanted to share our family with everyone, share the things that we do in hopes that it would inspire others to spread joy and kindness, and just shine a light.
Okay, and also y'all on Instagram, is the handle the same on Instagram as it is on YouTube?
Yes, it
So
is.
it's two wards, TWO, correct?
WO.
Wards,
Mm-hmm.
WARDS. Is it an S on the end?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, One Love, and you spell out one, right?
That's correct.
Okay, because people might get confused, and I just like to clarify to make sure people can find you easily. So One Love. So where does the One Love come in? Like the handle. How did you decide on the handle name and all that stuff?
Yeah, great. Two Wars, One Love dates back to 2018 when me and Michael, my husband, were trying to figure out a hashtag for our wedding. We had a destination wedding in Jamaica, and so we wanted a way to just view everybody's content. So we encouraged people to use two words, one love, and that kind of stuck with us. And as there's two of us in our last name, so that two TWO comes from, and then Ward, which is our last name. And then the idea of us moving towards one love, we were coming together as two people under one love. And so we decided to use that for our family brand because part of our goal is to spread the gospel and to spread God's love and his joy and his peace. I believe that that is the ultimate love, is God's love that he has for us. And so the two wards are wards, that one love and sharing that one love with everyone through our content. So that's how we got to two wards.
Okay, so it's a play on words too. So towards, one love, and two. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And you didn't mention this, but is it any correlation with your husband's Jamaican heritage with the one love?
Yes, that had something to do with it as well. We actually were asking, we were trying to figure out a hashtag for our wedding. We text different people and was asking them what they thought and any ideas that they had. And this was actually an idea that came from one of Michael's friends who is Jamaican. And as soon as we saw it, we loved it. It was like, that's the one. So it's rooted in Jamaican culture as well.
Okay. So how, I don't, because I identified you as an influencer, but and that was my choice. But how do you identify yourself? With Do you identify yourself as a content creator, an influencer, or both? How do you identify?
I have self-identified myself as a storyteller.
Okay.
And I tell stories through multiple forms and platforms. Most as of late, I've been doing a lot of digital storytelling. So on social media, I'm also a blogger as well. I like to write, I like to produce content. So a storyteller is how I would identify myself.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so basically, you just sharing stories of experiences that you and your family is having that spreads love, joy to the community that you serve. How would you define the community that you serve? What type of community
Mm.
do you feel like you serve?
How would I define the community that we serve? You mean like the audience? The audience
Yeah, the
that
audience.
we're trying to reach with
Hmm.
Towards One Love?
Yeah.
Hmm, that's a good question. I mean, we started out with our friends and family. um, that's who makes up the our biggest audience is friends and family. We have a lot of our church community that follows us as well. Um, so I would define it as families that are really
Hmm.
trying to figure out how to move in this world. Um, and I will also say people who desire to have families as
Hmm.
well would be the three audiences. So people who know my family and love our family, people who
Hmm.
desire to have families, and people who have their own families.
Right. Because y'all also highlight a lot of locations, family friendly locations in the area where y'all live, where you can experience different activities. So, and I enjoy the page personally, but I enjoy the page because, of course, I am Gam Gam to the two girls, and it just getting an opportunity to see them experience the world through different activities and events brings me joy.
Mm.
So I enjoy seeing the page and watching the page through that. So yeah, yeah. Okay, so moving on. So let's talk about your relationship since we introduced your lifestyle, YouTube channel, and Instagram page. So are y'all anywhere else? It's just
No,
YouTube and
those are the
Instagram. Okay.
places is Instagram and YouTube.
Okay. Okay. And then the blogging takes place where, if anybody want to read any of the blogs.
Oh, the blogging is Toward Solutions. Toward Solutions, our company page. We have a blog channel where we talk about different solutions for problems that we see. Most recent, well, right now I'm working on a blog post about like how to deal with this world, the weight of the world, and the
Hmm.
that we're proposing in that post is love and generosity. And so I talk about how through our company, our corporate giving, we are able to spread love through our generosity and the impact that has had on the different communities that we have sold into our organization.
Okay. Okay. And that's a great segue into the direction I want to go in because Accented Glory as a brand has benefited tremendously from Toward Solutions and the services that the business provides to small business owners. So, in that, how important is it as a small business yourself in supporting other small business? Why is that important to Towards Solutions?
Mm. Mm. That's a really good question, a very thoughtful question. Um, how important is it for small businesses to support each other? I'll answer that question through telling a story. Uh,
Okay.
Recently, a friend of mine celebrated 5 years of being in business. And that's a really big deal. You would know if you own a business because
Hmm.
after 5 years, you're no longer considered a startup. And leading up to those 5 years is hard. It's hard to make a business work and make it be sustainable. And so, if you reach 5 years, that says a lot about the business itself, its sustainability, and the product that it is giving or selling. Been in business, whether or not um, is meeting a demand.
Hmm.
So she invited me to celebrate her 5 years, and I went, and it was a beautiful celebration. Just seeing so many different business owners themselves in the room come together to support her and celebrate her in these 5 years. And so to answer I immediately thought about that when you asked that question because being a entrepreneur, especially if you are the only one who's in that organization, it can be very lonely.
Hmm.
And so being in community with other business owners and solopreneurs is really good because it allows you to have a community of people who you can bounce ideas off of, who you can vent to and they will understand what you're going to, who can provide you with feedback and suggestions. And so, just like any endeavor that you enter in life, you don't want to do that alone. You want to do that in community or in partnership with someone else. And so, having a community of business owners and being um, and engaging with each other, it really does help with not feeling as lonely. It helps with you getting ideas and inspiration. Um, so yeah, that's what I would say about business owners just being in community with each other.
Right. And it still comes full circle from what we talked about relating to the theme of two wars, one love. It's still love. Um,
Mhm. Love
and
comes
everything,
from.
right, everything just really comes full circle. And I really like that about when I see that what would you call it? I guess alignment, even though they're two separate entities, they still align with each other and one another. So that's great. So in and I did call you like our number one influencer, and I know you've been like A1 since day one with Accent and Glory, and I know me being your mom did have some influence on your involvement, but how, why continue? Like, what motivates you to continue to support?
Hmm. I mean, let's start off with the product itself. It's great. There is beautiful designs. They're unique designs, and I know that I'm not gonna run into somebody who has my pair of earrings on. Um, and so that has led to me just being so invested in the brand. The product itself is great. Um, Also, like, there's meaning behind the designs, and as you all can tell kind of through my responses that I've had, um, I'm very strategic with the things that I do and what I associate myself with. And each one of Accident Glory's designs have meaning behind it that align with my values as an individual. So there's a deep connection that I have with Accent and Glory, beyond the designer, beyond the designs. Um, the the accessories allow me to connect with um, who I am at a deep level as it pertains to ancestry, really
Yeah.
being a woman of African descent and being able to connect with that through the accessories that I wear.
Yeah. And then with also too, like we get a lot of we get a lot of sales from Texas.
I wonder why.
A lot of sales, and I know why, and I know it's the influence. Even though you define yourself as a storyteller, you are an influencer as well because, like you say, you could just wear the design and say somebody say, "Oh, that's cute," and you say, "Oh, thank you," and leave it at that. But we're very grateful and thankful that you say, "Oh, I got this from, Accent and Glory. This is where you can find them. This is where you can purchase." And we truly are grateful for that and appreciate that. Um, Moving on though, I want to ask you about like your experience with social media. Pre having your own business, you was a social media manager. Why do you feel like, or do you feel like, is social media still important for small businesses? Is it something that needs to be incorporated in small business marketing? What are your thoughts that you would be willing to share with some small business owners who may be watching this interview?
advice that I would share with small business owners or business owners in general who may be watching
Mhm,
watching this.
mhm.
Um,
Related to marketing,
right.
right?
Mm, mm. Okay, so I have a love-hate relationship with social media, but I do understand the importance of it as being part of your marketing strategy. And it always be here to stay. It will look different. The tools will look different. The platforms will become different. But at the end of the day, social media as a industry has really broken down those walls between business and consumer and allowed you to directly engage with consumers, which has been a game changer
Mhm.
for businesses since social media came on the scene. So my advice that I always give to business owners is yes, you need to be on social media. What platforms? That's a whole nother conversation. And
Right.
you don't have to be on all of them. Choose the ones where your audience is most active. Your audience is always going to be on every platform, but where are they most active? What platform makes the most sense for the type of product that you are selling? Because some products or businesses perform better on Instagram than they would on TikTok. So it's just a matter of trying out different things, trying to see what works and adjusting based on what the data is telling you about the performance of your content. And then with the introduction of artificial intelligence, AI, it just makes it so much easier, quicker to create content and quality content as well. And so I would encourage business owners, if they aren't already, to explore AI tools that help with content creation, that automates posting to social media, that can analyze data and provide feedback. Um, Based on the performance so that you can achieve whatever marketing goals you have set out for yourself. And on that note, one last thing as I answer this question, always have a goal in mind that you are trying to achieve and refer back to it constantly and revamp your strategy
Mhm.
based on where you are in your point of trying to achieve your goal. So your goal stays the same, but how you reach that goal should be dynamic and flexible based on changing times, changing markets, etc.
Right. And I think that's great advice because I even think about myself in marketing my brand at Senate Glory because I know initially when I launched, oh Lord, it's been like 13 years. Like when I launched in in 2013, and your advice to me was like, you are gonna have to be willing to stop hiding behind your logo and show your face. And I just remember that advice and me saying like, oh no, that would not happen. And how even now being visible is kind of second nature because the more you do it, the more comfortable you become, and it becomes easier and something to do. And I really do feel like in this season, people want to connect with the people behind the brand. They want to be able to resonate with the the CEO or the founder or the originator, and make that personal kind of connection to them and be able to engage with them in real time. As far as pivoting, I agree because over the years I've had to pivot several times because of various things. Like in this season, like you were saying, with the economy, and all that stuff. For me, online sales weren't as great as they had been in the past. So then, and because I'm a numbers girl, and I'm so glad you said looking at your data, because I think a lot of business owners really don't look at their data like they should. And looking at my data, I realized, hey, I'm getting more, my sales are increasing from my retail partners. So maybe I need to make this pivot to make up from where I'm losing, sales from online in real time, in a retail setting. So then that why I set one of my goals was to add more retail partners
Mm.
this year, because you, in looking at your numbers, and not only looking at your numbers, I think a lot of people may not understand
Mhm.
what the numbers are telling them. So it's important to have an understanding, what are these numbers showing me and what are they telling me, and make decisions based on that.
And the beautiful thing about where we are in today's world with our technology, you don't have to understand the data. You just need to know the questions to ask. And you ask
Yeah.
your whatever um learning language model tool that you're using, whether that be ChatGPT or Gemini, like say, hey, this is what I'm trying to achieve. And this is the data from, let's say, my sales or from social media. What insights can you glean from this? And tell me, how can I reach this goal based on what your observation is?
Mhm.
And so the technology today, just like, if you don't know, that's okay. You don't have to know. You just need to know where you want to go and then let technology do the rest. So
Right. Great advice. Great advice. Great advice. Great advice. Oh, well, guys, I can't believe it's been almost 30 minutes. This has been a great conversation. So, to wrap it up, I want you to reshare where people can find your content that you create, all of your content that you create, because I know you wear many hats, and we didn't even talk about this. You also have a baking
oh,
business as well. So you wear a lot of hats, and you express your creativity through so many mediums, and you have various views um as far as how you express your creativity. So definitely share with Accent Glory audience where they can find you and all that good stuff to close out.
I most certainly will. Thank you for the opportunity. Uh, so Two Wars, One Love is the family lifestyle brand, and we're on Instagram and YouTube. And Two Wars, One Love is spelled TWOWARDS, one. So spell out one, uh, ONE, love. I wanted to say O, and I was like, no, I want to say zero, but it's O.
Right, right.
Love. On Instagram and YouTube. We just started our YouTube channel, so please don't judge us by the amount of content we have there, or how many, or not how many subscribers we have. Y'all can go ahead and help us to start to build that up by subscribing to Two Wars One Love on YouTube. And then my business, Towards Solutions. Y'all see a pattern there. We like the two there. Um, it is TWOWARDS. That's one word, and then solutions. And we're on LinkedIn. That's the only platform that we're on as our business. And then you mentioned Desi's Baked Goods. Desi's Baked Goods. If you want Desi's Baked Goods, you got to be in Austin, Texas for Desi's Baked Goods. We do farmers markets. We haven't gone to selling online. But if you want to follow along our journey, I bake with my Antoinette and Anaya. I bake with them, and they're so much fun in the kitchen to watch. So if you want to follow along with our baking adventures, that's Desi's Baked Goods on Instagram, DEZYSBAKED Goods GOODS, and we're just there.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. We ended on time because I know you're busy. And I know you got a lot going on, but I want to just thank you for being my first guest on my podcast. For those of you, like I said, who may be new to my page, our podcast is Cowies on Deck. It is on YouTube and Spotify. My brand is Accent Glory, ACCENTED, Glory, GLORY. My handle is the same across the board on all social media platforms. I make it very easy for you to find me and follow me. Just do the @ sign and Accent Glory, and you'll find us everywhere. My website is accentedglory.com. There you can find where I sell, which I sell on Amazon, Estes, and my website as well. And the places like Desere shared, you can shop with her in Texas. You can shop with me in North Carolina. My current retail partners are Waterworks, Visual Art Center in Salisbury, North Carolina, on Liberty Street, the museum gift shop there, and also Milton Road Center of the Arts Museum gift shop in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, on Spruce Street. So those are our current retail partners. We're looking to add additional retail partners. If anybody know of any retail partners, we would be a good fit. Comment, let us know. We'll reach out to them. Okay. But anyway, I hope everybody has an amazing day and take care. Bye.
Bye.